As World War II in Europe drew to a close, Adolf Hitler and his wife Eva Braun chose to end their lives in their Berlin bunker, preferring suicide over capture by the advancing Soviet army. Meanwhile, many other high-ranking Nazis began planning their escape, seeking refuge wherever they could. Utilizing the so-called Ratlines, a network of escape routes, many fled to South America, particularly Argentina, Chile, and Brazil. Argentina, with its substantial population of German immigrants and strong wartime connections with Germany, became a haven for many from the Third Reich after 1945. The Argentine president at the time, Juan Perón, an admirer of fascist ideologies, coordinated with intelligence officials and diplomats to establish escape routes through Spanish and Italian ports. The Vatican in Rome also played a role, primarily aiming to aid Catholic refugees of the war, but sometimes inadvertently, and occasionally deliberately, assisting Nazis in their escape. Let's take a look at some notable individuals who utilized these escape routes. Adolf Eichmann, one of the most notorious Nazis who escaped to South America, was instrumental in orchestrating the logistics of the Holocaust. Initially captured by American troops, Eichmann used the alias Otto Eckmann to evade identification while moving between internment camps. Realizing his true identity was discovered, he managed to escape and found refuge in Austria. A Franciscan monk in Genoa, Italy, helped him obtain an Argentine visa and a fake passport from the Red Cross. In 1950, Eichmann boarded a steamship bound for Argentina, where he lived under the name Ricardo Clement and worked at a Mercedes-Benz factory. Israeli intelligence organization Mossad apprehended him in a daring operation on May 11, 1960, and he was brought to Israel for trial. Found guilty, Eichmann was sentenced to death, the only person ever executed by the State of Israel. Joseph Schwamberger, an Austrian-born Nazi, wielded authority over 3 labor camps in the Jewish ghettos of Krakow, Poland. His brutal regime included the large-scale execution of 500 Jewish inmates at the Przemysl camp in 1943. After the war, Schwamberger fled to Argentina, where he lived openly under his real name. West Germany sought his extradition in 1973, but he vanished until being apprehended in 1987 after a tip-off. Extradited to Germany in 1990, Schwamberger was convicted of multiple counts of murder and complicity in murder, receiving a life sentence. He died in prison in 2004 at age 92. Joseph Mengele, the infamous SS doctor at Auschwitz, was known for his horrific experiments on camp prisoners. He escaped to South America through a network of sympathizers and conservative Catholic Church members, eventually settling in Brazil. Hunted for years, Mengele evaded capture until his death in 1979, when he drowned following a stroke while swimming. His remains were identified in 1986. Franz Stangl, an Austrian-born SS officer, commanded the Treblinka extermination camp, where more than 900,000 people were killed in just over 2 years. Stangl escaped to Syria, then to Brazil, where he worked at a Volkswagen plant. He lived openly until being brought to justice through the efforts of Nazi hunter Simon Wiesenthal. Extradited to Germany, Stangl was sentenced to life in prison in 1970 and died of a heart attack in 1972. Erich Priebke, an SS officer responsible for the massacre of 335 Italian men in the Ardeatine caves, escaped to Argentina with the help of Bishop Alois Hudel. Living under the alias Otto Pape, Priebke remained undetected for over 50 years. An ABC News interview in 1994 led to his extradition to Italy, where he was ultimately sentenced to life in prison. He died in 2013 at age 100. Walter Rauff, an SS colonel involved in developing mobile gas chambers, fled to South America after the war. He found refuge in various Italian convents, then served as a military advisor in Syria before moving to Chile. Despite multiple extradition requests, Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet refused to comply, and Rauff lived freely until his death in 1984. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating history content. Until next time.